Hello, everyone, and I welcome us back to tonight's class. So, okay, let me just say good evening, everyone. Then, happy Easter Monday to our Christian brothers, and to our Muslim brothers. How is the fasting going? So tonight, I shouldn't have hold a class, but we just have to so that we won't be postponing it. So tonight we'll be wrapping up Microsoft Excel. Then tomorrow we'll be starting Power BI, the use of Power BI to build a dashboard, to do some data cleaning and basic things that we use Power BI to do. So after tonight's class, I'm going to drop a YouTube video explaining how you can get Power BI installed on your laptop. So you can just follow the video for the setup so that you can have it. Then by tomorrow when I'm teaching it, you'll be able to follow along or practice after the class. So if possible, because Power BI is not really that difficult, so if possible we end Power BI this week or next week. So depending on how we're able to go far with the stuff. So I will be sharing my screen now for what we have for tonight. And I've already shared the data set I will be using, so we can just try to follow along. So let me pull up my Microsoft Excel. So this is my okay. This is my Microsoft Excel sheet. So I'm going to try to make it bigger so that you can all see it well. Okay. Okay. I need to make my okay. I think I've make it bigger now. So this is my Microsoft Excel interface. What I'm going to do right now is by uh trying to import my data, the data set I want to use. And one thing that is very important as a data analyst, especially when you are working on a project, is your ability to understand what you are actually doing. You know, in the okay, let me just open my Microsoft document as well. Okay, let me just open my Word just to just try to illustrate something. Okay, is this a free? I'm trying to look for a new sheet that I can also use as well. Okay, let me see if I can zoom it. Okay, this is my Microsoft Excel. Everybody knows, I think before now, I've tried to explain like the processes are involved in data analysis project. Just like the first thing is the first phase is okay, let me just go straight. Understanding understanding the problem, understanding the problem, why the second is knowing, just knowing the type of like understanding your data source. Let me just put it as understanding data source. So this understanding the data source may be in form of, okay, you be the one to source for the data to solve the problem, because once you understand the problem, the next thing is you understanding the the next thing is you understanding the type of data that you need. And we have we have different types of data. Uh, we have primary data, we have secondary data, we have third party, and we have some data that are paid that you need to buy it, while there are some that you need to just conduct maybe like random sampling for your company. So after you've tried to understand the problem, the first thing is you understanding the problem, then you proceed by looking for the kind of source where the data can come from to solve the problem. Then while gathering your data, then after the source, let me just say data gathering or data collection. So after you've gathered your data or you've done some necessary data collection, the two of them are the same. This data always have anomalies or missing values or a lot of errors, so you need to clean the data. So the next one is data cleaning. So data cleaning, after the data cleaning we go to data analysis. We have data visualization. Then after you've analyzed your data, you visualize it, you might have come across some trends and patterns that need that you need to solve the problem. So then you provide your insight and recommendation recommendation based on your findings on a PowerPoint presentation. And this is actually the most important part of the whole process, because you may be working in a company where you are directly linked to the stakeholders, and some of all these stakeholders may not even have some technical background in analysis, some of the tools you are using, and they may not even care about them. So your ability to really interpret your work in a way that they are going to see it and they are going to understand what you are doing, I think that's actually the best. So you must, after the whole process, you must be able to bring out some of all these insights in a PowerPoint presentation so that they can make a data-driven decision or business-informed decision, or they can make some strategic actions to improve their product or their business. So now, what we'll be doing here, I've shared a data set that we'll be using for this Microsoft Excel. So I'm going to go back to I'm going to import the data now, and we'll try to, so I'm going to try to look for the data. I think the data is here. So once I'm able to import the data here now, so this is the data set that I'm going to use for this dashboard that I want to build with us. So when we are building a dashboard, that's the reason why I first explained the first part. This is the data set, right? In this scenario, we are not meant to look for the data ourselves or try to source anywhere to for for us to be able to get the data. So you just need to, this data set is already available, and what we need is by deeply taking a look into this data set and try to understand what the data is all about. Then when you understand it, you now be able to do some basic analysis that you need to do. And in some settings, the company that owns the data may give you some of the insight or some of the things they are looking forward to. Just like if you are working as a data analyst in a loan company, you know that loan company may be passionate about, okay, return on, okay, loan company may be passionate about knowing the credit scores of people applying for loans, so that they will be able to know if the person will be able to pay the loan or not. So all these kind of things may be kind of very important. So in some settings, the company would have provide a business statement or problem statement that will be like a guide. It's not really a guide, but it's going to be like something that you are working towards. So you will know that, okay, this is the problem that we are trying to solve, and your ability to use your analytical skills, your technical skills, your non-technical skills to bring insight from that data to solve the problem. Now, in this scenario, this data has some certain features, just like marital status, we have gender, we have income, we have children, we have education, we have occupation, we have homeowners, we have cars, we have commute distance. Let me try to make them bigger so that we can see them clearly. So we have commute distance, we have region, we have age, we have purchase bike. So in these settings, what will be our priority here? Or let me just see in the chat section, in the chat box, what do you think that we are trying to look for in this particular data set? So anybody can just say something about that. What are the key things that you think that is our priority here? So I'll be expecting uh in the chat box. So the data set has marital status, gender, income, children, education, occupation, homeowners, cars, commute. So somebody said income. So we are trying to check on their income. Okay, another person, occupation. So what else? Okay, it's still the same person, incomes and occupation. So how about the other? How about the other people? So what are the things? Okay, income, okay, demography of bike buyers. So all these things are actually very, very important. Okay, status of customers. So in data, okay, and their expenses. Wow. So those are like age groups or region. Okay, so all these things are marital status, all these things are actually purchased by, all these things are right, but in data analysis dey always say something that no right or wrong answer, and is true and is also false. Is true when there is no problem statement, just like in this scenario that I'm asking us question, everybody is trying to give, because there is no really business problem or business problem statement that is guiding our analysis, that is what our focus should be. Because everybody looking at this data set, you will definitely have your own opinion. So somebody said who earn more, people that purchase bikes and their region, why age category purchases the bike most. Can you see? So everybody is actually giving a very awesome, a very nice suggestion about it. So which age category purchase the bike most? So these are just like a very, very insightful comment. So when you are trying to analyze data, you can just put them when you get a data set, just your thinking process, like your thought process while working on it, just keep, even before approaching the data, just try to jot down some things. Okay, what are the basic things that need to be shown, or to be shown through my analysis, through my visualization, so that I'll be able to solve the problem. Guys, if occupation affect their purchases of bike, so this can be a problem if their occupation affect their purchase of bike. That is, if some certain occupation have some certain amount of money that really aid them to be able to buy, to purchase bike, or maybe it's because of their occupation that their money they are earning based on the work they are doing does not really allow them, maybe the money is just for feedings and all, so they were unable to buy the bike. So this can be a major criteria, or a major reason why they were unable to buy the bike. So okay, these are very very nice. Average salary earned annually. So these are nice. So I will just kick off now because of our time. But I really appreciate everybody that put something in the comment section. So it make it more interesting, and it make it more interesting actually. So I'm going to just do some analysis now that we can all follow. So the first thing to do is, just if you can see this, you can see from my right up here, understanding the problem. So based on our suggestion, what we are trying to do is we are trying to understand the problem, right? And after understanding the problem, we need data source, and we already have our data source. We are just trying to understand what is in our data so that we can know where our analysis can focus. So then the next thing is data cleaning. So these first three has been covered: understanding the problem, understanding the data source, data gathering and data collection. If the data is not well connected, if the data is not well collected, we won't have access to it to even import to our Microsoft Excel. But just because we've gotten the data already, so the next thing is data cleaning. So just watch me as I do the data cleaning. So the first thing in the data cleaning is checking for duplicate. So just try to highlight your data. When you highlight everything, clicking on here is going to help you to highlight every single thing inside the data. Then try to look for you have to look for remove duplicate. So let me click on data if it's going to be here. Okay, I think it's here. So once I click on, if you are using my Microsoft Excel fashion, so once you click on data up here in this all these features, once you click on data here, you are going to see remove duplicate. So if I click on remove duplicate now, so it's showing this. So I'll just click on this. Okay. So once I click OK, I have 26 duplicate value found and remove. So in my data set, I have 26 duplicate value found and remove. So I only have 1,000 unique value remain. So I've that's my first step, like in cleaning my data. So I try to check the duplicate. What duplicate means is uh repetition of data, like the data that need to appear once and mistakenly appear twice. It may be due to typo error, or in one way, like because some errors are not even, there's no way there is no certain category we can categorize them into. So the error can just happen knowingly or unknowingly. So we have 26 duplicates, that is mistakenly repeated, and we've tried to remove them. What we have in this data now is unique value. So I'll just click on OK so that I can continue. So after doing that, in my data set here, I have marital status, I have gender, and you can see in marital status here, I have M and S, and in my gender, I have F and M. So in this, it is nice because they are shortcut, right? But in some scenario, they may not directly mean what they mean to some people, because this is a universal data, and some may not really recognize them as, okay, F is female, M is male. So why can't we just try to write them in a way that shows what they really stand for, instead of using short instead of using abbreviation. So the first thing I'm going to do is just to check to change the marital status and gender to like full stop. So I can just try to highlight this, and I think, is it Control H? If you try to highlight this and you're using updated Microsoft Excel version, you can just press Control H. So once you press Control H, it's going to show find and replace. So what I'm finding M, and I want to replace it with married, because M represents married. So I need to select. So I'm going to just replace them. I've tried to do that. All done. We made 539 replace. So I'm going to also do for S. So single, S is for single, and all these have been made as well. So I've done that. Then I'm going to highlight this, then Control H again. So what am I changing here? I'm changing F for female. So this must be by column. Then I'm going to, so it has already replaced that. I'm going to do that for female, for male as well. So I'm going to do that. But you can see here that there is an issue here. So there is an issue here, because this is doing what I did not ask it to do. Okay, let me just, okay, I've undo it, so I have to do it again. Control H, then try to find, what am I trying to find? I'm trying to find M. Then I'm trying to make the M male. Then let me see. Find what, which is M. Let me see again. Okay. So let me start with, okay, let me just start with M. Female. So now I've been able to change my Okay. So marital status. So this is the data set here, and the next thing I'm going to do, just I think somebody was acting on the group one day that if you are working on if you are working on a big data set and you want to make some visuals or you want to highlight some things, especially if I want to make some certain visualization on this data set now, it's going to show me it won't really show the insight I'm looking for because there's a lot of information here. I think this data set has 1000 rows. So it will be, if you are trying to put them on a chart, it's not going to display very well or give the insight that we are truly looking for. So the best thing to do is to use pivot table. So pivot table will be useful here just to make a summary of what is inside the data and just make some certain visualization. But before that, I'll try to create a filter for this particular data set. So I'll just click on this filter so that I can see the category that present in my data. So I want to see the category, and you can see here for marital status I have married and single. That is the only category. So for the gender I have females and male, and that is right. But for this income we have, this is just the category, but these are definitely in dollar. We can change it if you want to. For children, we only have between the categories of 0 and 5. Then for education, we have for bachelor, graduate degree, high school, partial college, partial high school. So we have for occupation, uh we have uh clerical, we have management, we have manual, we have professional, we have skilled manual. So for home house we have yes or no. Then for cars, so these are just for region. We have for Europe, North America. Then so region may be like our determinant to check for those that will purchase bike or not. And for here, let me check for my commute. So I think there is an issue here as well for this category, because when you eventually sort it, from it should be from 1 to 5, or like it should be from 1, and you can even see from here we have 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 2 to 5, then 5 to 10. But this 10 plus mile is after 0 to 1, so we need to change it. So for us not to waste our time, let me just try to change it asap from here. So 10 plus mile, let me just highlight it. 10 plus mile. So okay, let me even try to, let me copy it. Let me paste that here, and what I will just use it for is more than 10 miles. So if I try to check it now, you see that it's not at the last. It should be from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 10, then more than 10 miles. So that is, it has been arranged properly. So I think, and also for this age as well, if you want to try to, we can just let me just try to make a visuals. Let me just try to make a visuals of it. So if we try to make a visuals of our age, you can see what is showing here. So can we see what is like, can we derive any insight from these visuals? So seeing this kind of visuals, or let me just see if we can see another one that will be better. Let me see. I don't think there's anyone that is better. But even this one, we are not seeing any cool insight from there. So everything is just messy, like everything is just jam packed together. So in this scenario, to really make some visuals of your, to make sense from your visuals will be kind of difficult. So we need to make it in a way that it will be easier for us to be able to visualize it and be able to see something. Look at this now. If I'm trying to do the visuals of my occupation, you can see this is count of occupation for clerical, for management. You can see that we have more professionals in this data set, then also skilled manual. So the highest categories of people that we have in terms of occupations, they are professionals and skilled, and you can see that here is kind of easier to see than, I don't think I need this, or let me just leave it. So if I try to also make visuals of my education, so I can just click on insert here, then see recommenders. Okay, recommended chart. So this is my recommended chart. You can see count of education. We have those that have more bachelor degree and also partial college. So the two categories of people that have the highest number or highest count here, they are bachelor's holders and partial college. So in this scenario, it's much easier to see, to really identify what is going on here. So it's not like this. Okay, let me try to do another one. So same here as well. Even if we are trying to check, okay, it's not making sense with this. But if we check the age and try to do the same, you can see that this is not really making sense. So what we can do is, by probably putting this into a bracket that we can work with. So putting it into a bracket will make it easier to, and this all applicable to any data set that you are working on. So if you are if you try to group it to a category, or you can just put it maybe like adult and young, or you can put it in young, adult and old. So maybe we should just do that, or maybe like we can even divide it into more than that if we have other categories that we can put in the data set into. So I need to just add another column. So insert. Okay, I've inserted a column here. Okay, I should insert a column here. Let me use this. so that it will be in front. So now this is it. Then I can call this age group. So I can call this age group. Then I can just use if statement to group this data. So I can just use, okay, let me call it nested if, because it's not a single if that we'll be using. We'll be using multiple if. So if L2 is greater than, let me start it is less than, let's say 30. Let me just call this young. Mm, then let me use, so if 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 L2 is greater or equals to 31, let's call this adults. So if of L2 is greater than 54, let's call that old. Okay. Mm, okay. Let me just if L2 is less than 32 Celsius young, it should replace it, but I don't know why it's not showing. It should replace it, but I don't know why it's not showing. So I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to figure that out now. Let me try it once more. So okay. So let me quickly do that. Mm, so Trying to figure this out why it's not working. Open. So okay, I think is let me try it once again. L2 theta equals to 31. Hmm, let me call this adults. So adults 31, comma hmm, incorrect. Incorrect. Then okay, I think it work now. And I don't know what I think what I did wrong is by using a single yeah, somebody even type it already. So what I did wrong is by using a single quotation instead of double. So I think it work now. So let me just put maybe like age to it. Let me add age to it. Old age, adult age. Let me just say okay. I think we are good to go now. So I can just drag it to auto complete for others. So I just want to drag it to so now we can move. So if I check the category, I can quickly check the category here. Where's the category? So if I just check the category now, we have just three category: adult age, old age, and young age. So let me just try to highlight it and be very fast with the rest because of our time. So I'm just going to use pivot table to make it faster. So I'm going to new sheet. I'm going to create like different I'm going to create pivot table like 3 times. So I'm still going to create this. Okay, let me call this pivot table 1. I'm renaming this to pivot table 1. Then I'm going to call this pivot table 2. So I'm going to do another one. I'm going to call this pivot table 3. So now we already have like I'm going to start with pivot table 1. We already have some of all this, like as everybody is commenting on the uh, okay, somebody is saying my screen. Your screen, sir. Try just with just 3. Okay, I've not typed any formula now. Okay, are you talking about the formula for uh okay. If you are talking about the formula, this is the formula. So it's just okay. This is the formula. You can just look at here, or maybe I should just try to so for the person asking for formulas, I think I've tried to paste it here now. So that's the formula there. So that's the formula we use. Then I try to create pivot table 1, 2, 3. So inside this pivot table 1, I can easily click on different things from this. This is all the features in my table. So I can quickly click on any of them. I can click on income. I can click on gender. I can click on anything here. So I can just start from gender because gender is up here. Let me just click on income, then click on marital status. Okay. Should I go by? Okay. I think our focus is purchase bike. So purchase bike should be here. So in the column section, purchase bike is here, gender is here, then income is here. Then we can change the income if you want to change it to like different form, maybe like count, average, product, depending on what you want to do. But I will leave it at some. But you can change it. You can change it to anything. So here we have like for female, here we can easily check the person that actually purchase bike the most. So here we can see, okay, let me try to use let me use let me use chart to see. So we can see here that for yes is this. So we have female, so for female we have both people that purchase bike and people that don't, like their yes or no, they are almost the same thing. But in May we have more yes, we have more no than yes, and this shows that there is error in our data. Like there is certain things that we've not cleaned that make it to like, because it shouldn't look like this, this visual should not look like this. So just you can see that here we have like both females, like females as like almost equal. Okay, let me just try to add table so that it's going to, we are going to see it. Okay, let me just add. So we can see here that female has equal yes or no, like almost equal yes or no. And here for male, the difference between their no and yes is just very small. So there is something in the data that we may need to adjust, that we've not adjust. I think that's why it's showing this. So we need to go back to the column for income and try to check, maybe it's because of their it's because of their currency, or maybe the decimal point there need to be reduced, and try to concentrate more. Okay, let me just even try to do it now and see. Okay, this is income. Let me change this to number, and let me try to reduce this. So after doing this, let me just try to so I think I need to refresh everything. I don't think this is refreshing. Or let me see if I can still reduce this. Okay. Okay, this is, I think I thought maybe we'll be able to finish it tonight. So probably we'll continue from here tomorrow. So that's us tomorrow we'll be wrapping this up, like using Excel to just build like a dashboard. We are just on it, like working on the pivot table one, pivot table two. We are just trying to maybe like picking some of those features that can we bring together to just to bring them together to have like a pivot table, and is this pivot table that will now bring together on the dashboard. So once we are able to do that, then we can now proceed to our Power BI. So Power BI, once we learn Power BI, we move to Python and also SQL. So we'll be able to finish this tomorrow, not to keep us that long. So we meet tomorrow. So thanks for joining the call. Good night.